Okay, first of all, good afternoon to everyone. Am I audible to you? Is my voice coming to you? Vaishnavi, Swapnali? Are you there?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so in the last session, we covered a 7th chapter and we seen tidal energy generation. So in this session, we are going to initiate our 8th chapter. That is the name of that chapter is direct energy conversion. So in this chapter, we are going to see these contents. There are only 3 contents, 3 to 4 contents. So this is very small chapter that we are going to see. So on screen, I think screen is not visible to you. Okay, on screen you can see here the syllabus for the 8th chapter, that is the direct energy conversion. So these are the contents of the syllabus need for direct energy conversion, Carnot cycle, limitations, principles, etc. are the contents of the syllabus. So after studying this chapter, you can understand what is Carnot cycle and you will get concept clear about the Carnot cycle. Okay, up till now we've seen various types of the renewable energy sources and how that energy can be converted into the electricity and their procedures. So in this chapter is not related to the renewable energy sources. That means from solar energy it is converted to this, and this procedure is not included in this chapter. In this chapter, we have to just see what are the benefits of the direct energy conversion. Up till now, in all the chapters, we've seen the indirect energy conversion methods. Indirect energy conversion methods means what? By using the Rankine cycle. So by using the Rankine cycle means what? In that chapters, we've seen there may be some another type of the fuel or some another type of the primary media is used, and that by converting that energy into the mechanical, we are converting that energy into the electrical. But in this chapter we are going to see direct energy conversion. So in case of the direct energy conversion, the conversion of available energy, that may be kinetic energy, that may be chemical energy, or any type of energy. So that conversion of available energy into the electricity without using intermediary stage. So this process is called as the direct energy conversion. That means in case of the coal, in case of the, suppose if we consider energy generation using coal, that energy generation is indirect type of energy conversion, because we are burning that coal and again we are making creating pressurized steam, and that pressurized steam is passed on the turbine, and that turbine, whenever that turbine rotates, the mechanical energy is converted again into the electricity. But in case of direct energy conversion, what procedure is followed? Directly that available energy is converted into the electricity. That means, so whatever the benefits are there are no moving parts are there are no intermediary stages. That means the losses are reduced in the transmission conversion process. So in case of the direct energy conversion, so so which is the best example in case of the direct energy conversion? Photovoltaic cell is the best example of the direct energy conversion. Whatever the sun rays or sun radiations are that we are getting from the sunlight, that are directly converted into the electricity by using the photovoltaic effect. So such energy conversion is called as the direct energy conversion process. So this is the best example ever. Photovoltaic cell is the, because in that no rotating part is there, no lengthy process is there. So this process is called as the direct energy conversion. Are you understood this point? Direct energy conversion. Ashwini, Pooja, Amruta, Payal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So who will tell me what is direct energy conversion? Actually, the contents that we are going to see in this chapter are very less, so we can cover this chapter in one lecture also, but we have to engage more lectures for that, so that your concepts will be clear after revising these points again and again. Instead of putting messages, just try to tell answers orally. It will be better always. In your language, it will not affect.
Converts or charge the particles kinetic energy into voltage.
That means whatever the available energy, there may be kinetic energy or any other type of energy. That means maybe charged particles, chemical energy, or any other type of energy. That energy is directly converted into the electricity. So are you having any another example like for the direct energy conversion process? So just you think and tell me the advantages. So which will be the advantages here as compared to the indirect energy conversion process in case of the direct energy conversion? What will be the advantages or disadvantages? Whatever you want, you can tell. First, try to tell advantages. So here, direct energy we can achieve. Who will tell me? I will not mark your attendance until you just unmute yourself. Just try to tell your answers. You are putting your attendance in the chat box. It is not necessary. So just try to think here intermediary stages are removed. So what are that intermediary stages? Suppose in case of hydropower plant, so what we are doing in case of the hydropower plant, which operation we are following? We are converting, or suppose in case of the wind power plant. So just try to tell the operation of that power plant. So in case of wind power plant, what we are doing, we are collecting, we are utilizing that wind energy and converting that wind energy into the mechanical energy by rotating the turbine. And that wind, that mechanical power is again converted into electricity. So there are many losses that are happening, that are getting lost in conversion process. Frictional losses are there. There are many types of the losses. So to avoid that losses, direct energy conversion is always best method. So this process is avoided in case of the direct energy conversion. So no conversion of the mechanical energy. That means there is no need to convert that available energy into the mechanical and then mechanical to electrical. Directly available energy can be converted into the electricity. So by utilizing this method, which type of the benefits we can get? We are just initiated this topic. We are going to deep in the next lecture. Okay, what will be the advantages? You have to unmute yourself and tell answers. If losses are reduced, then what happens? Process will be efficient or not efficient? Cost will increase or reduce? There is no conversion of energy from another available energy into the mechanical energy. Then that stages are removed. Okay, suppose there are no conversion of the available energy into the mechanical energy. That means there are no turbines are not connected. Then nothing process is connected. That means the mechanical shaft is not connected there. Directly, whatever the energy available, that is converted into the electricity naturally by that equipment. By that equipment itself. So what will be the benefits of that conversion process? Someone told the answer. Easy maintenance. Okay, very good. Eco-friendly, very good. Maintenance is easy as there are no rotating parts. So the maintenance cost is also reduced and maintenance is easy. Then eco-friendly. Then cost will be increased or reduced. So losses will be more in conversion process or less? In case of the direct energy conversion process, losses will be more or less? Okay, this system is reliable, very good. No noise is created because there is no conversion process, no mechanical parts are connected here. So noise is not created, system is reliable. Very good. Only Ankita is giving response. So what about cost? Cost will increase or reduce? Okay, just see. We seen about the photovoltaic effect. Electricity can be whatever the sun radiations are there, that radiations are easily getting converted into the electricity by the effect of photovoltaic. So if we suppose consider about the thermoelectric effect, there are two junctions, that maybe this is one junction and this is second junction. So in these two junction, if the temperature of this junction is T1 and here is the temperature difference is there, delta T. So, suppose T1 temperature is T1 junction is having lowest temperature and delta T2 junction is having highest temperature. So there will be generation of EMF in case of the two junctions. So why that EMF are EMF generation is there because of the temperature differences. So new amount of the power supply can be EMF difference can be generated here. So there is automatically generation of the EMF because of the temperature differences. So this is the thermoelectric effect. And here, whenever that high temperature junction here, so electrons are starting flowing from the high temperature temperature junction to low temperature junction. So in this way, EMF is produced in the circuit. Instead of the photovoltaic effect, the thermoelectric power generation can be utilized. So there are many more methods like thermoelectric effect, photovoltaic effect, magneto-hydrodynamic system, then fuel cells, thermonuclear fusion, etc. are the types of the direct energy conversion. That means in the thermoelectric power generation, which processes happen, the thermal energy can be directly converted into the electricity. That means whenever there is a temperature difference between the two junctions, the generation of EMF is carried out. So for that effect, thermoelectric power generation can be called. Then thermoionic power generation is somewhat similar like that. So in this, ions are started flowing. That means the electrons are started flowing. Ionic converter can be used for this process. Ionic converter can be utilized. So you just have one task today. So just read the types of the direct energy conversion today. So these are the types on the screen. You can see here: thermoelectric power generation, thermoionic power generation, magneto-hydrodynamic systems, photovoltaic power systems, fuel cells, thermonuclear fusion power generation. These are the types of the direct energy conversion. If anyone wants to take screenshot, just take the screenshot of the screen and read these points today and try to tell your answers in the next lecture. Okay, this point is not included in our syllabus, but for the detailed information about the direct energy conversion, just try to read some theory regarding these points. Okay, we seen about the advantages. Then what will be the disadvantages of the direct energy conversion process? There are so many advantages. The system will become reliable, cost will be reduced, efficient process will be followed. Then there is no mechanical energy generation. The system is eco-friendly. Then every system has disadvantages. Then this direct energy conversion should have at least one disadvantage. So what will be the disadvantages in case of the direct energy conversion process? Just try to tell your answers. What will be the disadvantages in case of the direct energy conversion? It doesn't matter the quantity of the available energy, that there may be a large amount of the radiations in case of the photovoltaic effect, there may be a small amount of the radiations, but that whatever the light energy is there, that is converting directly into the electricity. So this is the one more advantages of the direct energy conversion. The quantity doesn't matter, whatever the available energy is there, that is getting directly converted into the electricity. So the what will be the disadvantage? Okay, if you are not telling disadvantages, leave that point. Then need for direct energy conversion. What is the need? Why direct energy conversion process is necessary? Why that process is necessary? Why that direct energy conversion process should be followed or utilized? There may be some advantages or there may be some reasons behind that. So what will be the need of for direct energy conversion? Okay, on the screen, you can see the first point, no conversion of energy from mechanical to electrical. That means whatever the available energy is there, that energy may be ions, that may be kinetic energy, that may be electrons, that may be anything, whatever it may be the available energy, that may be chemical, with whatever type of the available energy may be. So that energy, it is not mandatory in case of the direct energy conversion to convert it to the mechanical and then convert that energy into the electricity. So this is not mandatory in case of the direct energy conversion. So because of that reason, direct energy conversion process is necessary. So then what will be the next point? What what will be the next point? Why direct energy conversion is necessary? Less losses in conversion process. Less losses in conversion process. So energy is getting directly converted into the electricity. So there are very minor amount of the losses in case of the direct energy conversion process, as the conversion of the available energy is not converted into the mechanical energy or any other type of the energy. Next, what will be the advantage or what will be the need of direct energy conversion? Pooja, can you tell? Pooja Dharmi. Okay, so cost is also reduced. That's why direct energy conversion should be followed. Then need is nothing but the advantages, and advantages are nothing. Both points are similar in case of the direct energy conversion process. System will become more efficient and reliable if we utilize direct energy conversion process. So what about the disadvantage in case of the direct energy conversion? Can you think? You just try to tell a single disadvantage in case of the direct energy conversion. Okay, thermal braking is possible during operation. That means the whenever that heating of that equipment will heating temperature will increase above the certain limit. So breaking of the that equipment is possible during operation. So this will be one disadvantage. So anyone having another idea apart from this? Okay, so the disadvantage, one another disadvantage may be the technology, some technology should be implemented to improve the performance of the system, because at one side we are thinking about the cost is reduced down, but to improve the performance, some technology should be implemented. So these are the disadvantages. These two are the disadvantages. So which are the two disadvantages? Thermal braking is possible. So thermal braking is possible during operation. then some technology should be implemented, and there may be possibility of the vaporization of emitter surface. If the two types of the electrodes are used, emitter collectors in the ionized converter or any other type of the converter, thermal converter. So in that case, because of the temperature limitation, vaporization of the emitter can be possible. So this is about the today's session. So in the next session, just try to read theory regarding the types of the direct energy conversion, as this is not included in our syllabus, but for the your deep study regarding the direct energy conversion, some read some little amount of the at least a theory regarding the types of the direct energy conversion. So which are the types? Thermoelectric power generation, thermoionic power generation. There is a little difference in between all these methods. So magnetohydrodynamic systems, photovoltaic systems, fuel cells, thermonuclear fusion power generation. If you want, I will tell you tomorrow the theory regarding all these types. If you want. Okay, tomorrow there will be 1 point at Carnot cycle. After that, our chapter will over. As there are only 4 points in this chapters. In this chapter, need for direct energy conversion, Carnot cycle, limitations of Carnot cycle, and principle of DEC, that we have seen how the direct energy conversion is possible. Okay, we will stop here for the today's session. So we will see next point in the next session. After that, our syllabus will over. Thank you for joining the session.